Hey everyone, it's Kenton, Becker, American Pacific Mortgage. I'm here again with another weekly video update for you. Oh, hang on just a second. I gotta take this. Hello? They did? They accepted our offer? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oh, thank you so much. This is perfect timing, perfect timing. Woo! Now what? Okay, that's this week's video. Don't worry, I'm not gonna quit my job and become an actor. This week's video is all about, hey, they accepted your offer, the seller accepted your offer. Now what do you do? So let's talk a little bit about the steps that happen after the offer is accepted. Now, if you remember, a couple weeks ago, I talked actually about all the things leading up to getting ready to buy a house. And I mentioned that maybe I should come up with what happens after you get under contract. And that's what this video is all about. So really, the first step after you get under contract on a home is that most likely you're going to do a home inspection. As long as you haven't waived that inspection in the process of going under contract, that's going to be your first step. And usually that takes place within the first 48 to 72 hours, depending on schedules. This is a cost that you will have to pay for, and typically the home inspection costs around $400 to $600 to get that done. Remember, the home inspector's going out to the house. They'll spend maybe a couple hours with you out at the house, and they're going to show you everything that is right and wrong with the home, everything good and bad, and they'll prepare a report for you so that you can decide, is this a home you still want to buy? Or are there things that maybe you need to ask the seller to fix? Or is the home good to go and you're ready to continue moving forward? So keep in mind that the home inspection can lead to additional negotiations, especially if you do find things that may need to be fixed. You may go back to the seller and, like I said, ask for them to fix things, ask for additional money or amounts off of the house price. So it really kind of opens up a second round of negotiations between you and the seller. So after the inspection is done, and as long as everything is good on that, you basically have about a 2-week window that I would call the holding phase. And what I mean by holding phase is don't do anything. Don't make any changes with your finances. Don't adjust anything with your money in your bank accounts or change anything on your credit history or with your employment or job. You just need to go kind of quiet. You're going to be sitting by and waiting to see if the lender needs anything from you. If they need an extra pay stub, make sure to get them that pay stub right away. If they need an explanation on something or they need a new bank statement or whatever document they or the underwriter needs, make sure you get that over to them right away to keep things moving forward as fast as possible. Now, after that 2 weeks is up from the lender, the next thing that's going to happen is what I call the closing phase. So this last week is all about closing. The first stage of that closing is you're going to receive a closing disclosure or final document from the lender, which summarizes your rate, your payment, your fees, your closing costs. Make sure you go through that, look through it, make sure everything looks good. And if it does, you'll sign that document and that kind of starts that closing timeline. Now, after that closing disclosure is signed, you have a 3-day wait period that takes place. This is your opportunity to review through all your documents, ask any questions that you need to ask. It's kind of a holding period for you to take a breather and go, okay, is everything looking good to move forward? After that 3 days is up, escrow is going to contact you so you can get in, sign all of your documents. And once those documents are signed, they all go back to the lender so the lender can do one final review. If everything looks good, they will close and the county will record you as the new owner of the house. And that completes the entire process. Now, everything that I just said, from the time you go under contract on the home until the time you get recorded with the county and get your keys to the home, takes anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks on average. So I would say, around that 21 to 30 day timeline to do that. Now, if you're quick about getting things over to the lender and they're efficient in what they're doing, you're probably more on the shorter end of that, maybe 21, 25 days. Now, also, I'm going to add a warning here because when you're in that timeline to closing, don't do anything. Now, I already said don't make any changes with your job or employment, but I'm talking about don't even hire movers. Don't hire contractors to come out to the house until you are closed. I see this happen all the time where everybody lines up movers to come and help them move on a Friday. And I've seen it happen where somebody was out sick at the county, so it didn't record on Friday and that recording carried over until Monday. And because that person hired movers, now they had to cancel the movers, they lost deposits with the movers, and they had stuff sitting in a truck somewhere, and they didn't know where to put it. My suggestion, just wait until you get the keys on your home. Then you can start hiring anybody you want. Line up those movers, line up the contractors to make repairs to the house, whatever you need to do, but do it after you get those keys to the home. So there you go. I just actually gave you in 2 different videos an entire view on what you do from the time you think about buying a house just to get ready to buy a house, all the way through the time of what it takes to go under contract and to closing. That is the process. If you have any questions, make sure you comment below. And as always, like and subscribe to these videos if you want to see more content like this. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for joining me this week. Have a great week.